Sairam students, welcome back. Today we'll be continuing our lesson 2.3 connecting the dots by Steve Jobs. This is the third part which we'll be doing of the lesson. Fine. So what did we learn in our first two parts? In our first two parts we learned about in the first part we learned about the first story of Steve Jobs. Second part we learned the second story which was about love and loss. Now in this part we are going to learn the third story. Yes, the first part only we saw that he was going to tell us about the three stories. We have already learnt about the first two stories. Now what is the third story going to tell us? My third story is about death. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. My doctor advised me to go home and get my affairs in order, which is doctor's code for prepare to die. I lived with that diagnosis all day. Later that evening, I had a biopsy. It turned out to be a very rare form of pancreatic cancer that is curable with surgery. I had the surgery and I am fine now. Okay. So over here, what is third story of Steve Jobs telling us? It is the story of his death. Yes. So he's telling that over here he's telling that he was diagnosed with cancer, that is pancreatic, a very rare form of pancreatic cancer. And when he was diagnosed, his doctor advised him to get his affairs in order, which was a code for saying that prepare to die. Okay, so get things in your affairs in order means to go home, go back and do the things which are left to be done. Yes, so get it done. That means you have no time. So, and I lived with the diagnosis all day, and in the evening he had to get a biopsy done. Okay, so biopsy is a way where you can get as to exactly whether you have a cancer or no. And it turned out through this biopsy he came to know that it is a very rare form of pancreatic cancer, but it was curable with surgery. He had surgery and he is fine now. Okay. This was the closest I have been to facing death, and I hope it's the closest I get for a few more decades. Having lived through it, I can now say this to you: your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. And the most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Then somehow already know what you truly want to become. Okay, so we are telling that this experience was the closest of his for facing death. Okay, and he hopes it's the closest he could get for a few more decades. And having lived through it, yes, it was almost at times where he was about to die, but due to the surgery which was done, he recovered. Okay, I can say now this is you. He's telling that your time is limited, you don't have enough time. Okay, so don't waste it on living someone else's life. Live your own life. Don't let others influence you in such a way that you forget to being what you are. Yes, be what you are. Don't be some lead a life of someone who is you totally opposite to yours. Okay, don't be trapped by dogma, which is what you dogma means others. You're trying to get things of other people thinking into you, and don't let the voice of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. Be firm as to what you want to speak out. Don't let others speak out for you. Don't let others' opinion empower your opinion, and let your inner voice do not let your inner voice go down. And the most important thing is, have courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Yes, your intuition and your heart know what you want to become. So listen to it, have the courage to follow your heart, and but obviously you will be successful. When I was young, there was an amazing publication called the Whole Earth Catalog. In the final issue, on the back cover, they put a photograph of an early morning country road. Beneath it were the words, stay hungry, stay foolish. It was their farewell message as they signed off. I have always wished that for myself, and now, as you graduate to begin anew, I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Okay, so one of his experience with Steve Jobs is sharing is over here that through a cat magazine, through a catalog that was known as Whole Earth Catalog, he had got this line. He had seen this line: "Stay hungry, stay foolish." It was a farewell message, and he wished that for himself. Okay, if you are hungry, you if you are hungry and if you are foolish, yes, this is what you want. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Not in terms hungry, not in with the aspect of food, and not in and foolish, not be a fool. He's telling, stay hungry to learn new things, be foolish to become wise. That is what he wanted to tell. I wish that for you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Okay, unless and until if you are hungry for attaining knowledge, you will not become, you will be a fool, you will become not become wise. So stay foolish, stay hungry, stay foolish is what Steve Jobs wished for everybody. Fine. And there are some of Steve Jobs' list of 20 amazing life lessons we can learn from Steve Jobs. Don't wait. Make your own reality. Control everything you can. Own your mistakes. Know yourself. Leave the door open for the fantastic. Don't hold back. Surround yourself with brilliance. Build a team of A players. Be yourself. Be persuasive, show others the way, trust your instincts, take risks, follow great with great, make tough decisions. Presentation can make a world of difference. Find a way to balance your intensity, live for today, share your wisdom. Okay, so these are amazing life lessons which we can learn from Steve Jobs. Yes, these are, you can get inspired, influenced, and try to come out of your out of your shell and shine bright. That is what Steve Jobs wants. Okay, fine. Now we have an activity which we have to do. Rearrange the incidents in the life of Steve Jobs in chronological order. Earlier also, children, we have done this. So I have already told you all how you are going to write it. You will write in order of the occurrence, but you will give the letter or the number which is given to it in the question itself. You will not write it as it is. We will see what we have done it over here ahead. Okay, yeah. What was the first sentence which will come? It was the G sentence. So that is the first sentence which will come in order of the occurrence. So I have given it the original alphabet. G. Jobs dropped out of Reed College. Fine. Second sentence was the C one. Jobs learned about serif and sans serif type faces. Next, A1. Steve Jobs started next. That was the first sentence which we have it third in our occurrence. The fourth sentence itself is the fourth sentence. Jobs returned to Apple Incorporation. Then Jobs married Lauren. Jobs was diagnosed with cancer, and Jobs underwent a surgery. Yes, so this is the order of the occurrence of the sentences in the chronological order, but I have given them the alphabets which were there in the question itself. You are not going to write it just like A, B, C, D, E, F. So what alphabet or number it is given in the question, the same number you will be writing it when you write it in the chronological order. You have to keep this in mind, children, because this question can be asked in your exams. Fine. I hope you have understood this, what I am trying to tell you. Okay, the chronological order. Now you have a homework for you. Okay, read the lesson, refer to a dictionary, and match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. So in column A we have the words diagnosis, devastating, intuition, calligraphy, destiny, and catalog. In column B we have the power belief to control events, complete list of items especially in a special order and description, act of identifying the nature of a problem or illness, power of understanding. The spelling of understanding is incorrect over your children. Understanding situations or people's feelings beforehand and causing great destruction. beautiful handwriting done with a special pen or brush. It's quite easy for you to do. Even if you don't look up into the dictionary, you will be able to find out the meanings from the what is given in column B. If you find it difficult, you can take the help of the dictionary and do this homework. This is the homework which you have to do, children. Yes, to do it in your books. And along with this, I want you all to write the chronological order as well, which we have done it just before I showed you this. So do write that chronological order as well as this activity also. You have to do it. Okay, so this is what we have learned in our lesson 2.3, connecting the dots. Yes, connecting the dots. Steve Jobs said that you can connect, it is possible, not possible to connect the dots looking forward. You have to connect the dots looking backwards, because unless and until you know what has happened to you in the past, you will not try to correct yourself, you will not try to transform, not try to change. So that unless and until it is not connected from backwards, nothing is going to help you in the future, isn't it? So that is what this lesson is telling us through his 3 stories. Yes, the first story was his struggling days. Okay, the second story was loss and love, and the third story was about his death, how he had faced death and came back after the surgery which he had undergone for pancreatic cancer. Fine. So this person, Steve Jobs, is of a great inspiration to all of us as to not getting deterred by our failure, not to give up, but to have the faith in ourselves, gain the confidence, be confident, have the faith in yourself, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to your inner voice, and do the best whatever you can. Okay, I hope you have understood the lesson which this chapter wants to tell us. Okay, children, and don't forget to do the homework which I have given to you. For then, Sai Ram, stay safe.